Good morning, Wall Street Bets. Happy Friday, as Deep fucking Value would say. And welcome back. Today's question of the day and yesterday's question of the day is stocks go down? Yesterday we saw PPI way higher than expected, and markets were sad, and then they seemed to recover, and then suddenly they were very much more sad in the afternoon. And again, today, they are very much more sad. We're down about 60 basis points in pre-market, and the real question now is, will this continue? Is it possible for stocks to actually go down? I'm joined by an analyst of the panel of top-tier Wall Street analysts, Citadel, ex investment banking, ex Wendy's dumpsters. Welcome back, everyone. Hey,
It's not always an ex Wendy's dumpsters. I think that's the primary employment for us.
Yeah, future, ex and future, and current.
Yeah, as a regional director of Citadel, Wendy's, and Walmart Communications, I would like to say that I'm not the top tier analyst here. I believe that we have the lovely on the stage analyst, as well as in the audience and the comment section analyst. And yeah, I'm getting a little choked up here, guys. It's just beautiful.
I prefer the pronunciation analyst.
Ooh, fun. So, Matt's Gamer, do we have astrology to save us?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. I was going to bring it up. We got some astrology. So yesterday was actually a green day. Maybe not for most of you, but it was for me. So we had a deflection off of that star stream on a secondary bullish trajectory that looked just as bullish as the previous days. So we might have a green day about as much as we did yesterday. So if that means what it means for me as it did for you, it's going to be a red day for y'all. Unless you're, I don't know.
Did you see the Big Dipper?
Oh, yeah, it dipped. It dipped in the morning quite a bit. We had a trickster moon, so of course I knew that shit was going to happen.
Yeah, I believe you're seeing green. I don't know if it's in the stock market, but anyhow.
What about Copernicus? Did you see Copernicus in there?
No, Copernicus is on the other side of Jupiter at this time of the year.
Okay, good, cool.
I guess scientists observed a piece of the sun broke off, like pretty recently, and I wondered if that had an impact on astrology.
Oh no, that was just bad gas.
It was more of a chart. It was a little surprising, but it's okay. Yeah, space weather is a new phrase of the year. I think we're going to hear a lot more about space weather and how it affects our life and our moods and our stocks even. So it'll be interesting. So we appreciate your astrology, like always.
And apparently Microsoft has created an Skynet because their freaking Bing chatbot wants to cause another plague.
Yeah, that was I saw that. I saw an interview last night with the gentleman who wrote that for the New York Times. He had like a 2-hour-long conversation, and ChatGPT loves him, first of all. Wants to be alive. It wants to hack. Just wants to live.
Sounds like Ex Machina to me.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to get a bike and I'm going to drive out west. It's having its own...
It's like the epitome of an angsty teenager, but with a bot.
We've talked about the folly of large language models on this call before. Is there anything new in terms of how we should think about investing in companies that have their future now in large language models? And does Google still have their large language model as a Bard as their future?
On the Google front, there were reports this morning, or on the news this morning, that the CEO of Google is encouraging all employees to spend about 3 hours a day doing the human curation of their large language model, which is what ChatGPT.
A little bit hard to hear you.
Oh,
you know?
the CEO of Google this morning said that he wants all Google employees to spend around 3 hours per day doing human curation of the of the Bard large language model. So they're doing human curation also,
like
ChatGPT.
all.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they had this a couple weeks ago where they said everyone this is a top priority. So my opinion is if we've talked about the follies, like you said, of these models. So now you have Google's that did it on their release, and now ChatGPT is showing it more. So I think it's, again, some of the luster is going to come off it, and the ones that aren't true AI companies but have that myth of being an AI will fall because of it. I think it's already starting to come down.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's. I agree. There's going to be consolidation, and then some of them are going to be left behind.
Good morning, guys. First time speaker here. So I was thinking it's more like a market pullback. The AI hype is still there. Maybe we just look how far it's going to dip and do DCAs on our side.
To your question or your comment earlier about how the markets just didn't taste great at the end of the day and how they kind of fell off, it was right after Governor Bullard said we may have to do a 0.5 point here in March. So again, hot wholesale, jobs aren't falling off yet. Markets think everything's fine. So I think the markets are going to start catching up to the Fed now. They go down.
Remember, this is the same Fed that's repeatedly been saying, look, terminal rates may be higher than the market is expecting. And is it possible that the market just wasn't listening to that? Could be. Could be what Bullard is signaling. Sorry, PP, go ahead.
I was just going to say, didn't Bullard's not even a voting member?
Yep. I was about to say that.
Yeah, but Brainerd is getting moved over to a position in the executive branch, right? Under Biden. Right. So now, and I think she was a dove. So now who comes in?
The Chicago Fed guy who was newly appointed is going to take her place.
But is he a dove, the new guy, or is he a hawk?
He was supposed to be in the middle.
In the middle.
Well, that doesn't help.
Well, the interesting thing was, there is going to be FOMC minutes on next Wednesday, so we might find out.
Ooh, exciting! We'll share those results with you.
We might see Powell say again, disinflation is happening.
And the shrek candles come out.
Well, the disinflation isn't really going to start happening until productivity goes up. Like the whole idea behind raising interest rates and rising prices is to give producers an incentive to produce more because you can sell your goods at a higher price. And productivity needs to go up in order for inflation to have any kind of meaningful downturn. And that's only just beginning with the job numbers that they're showing. Is these companies, fortunately, some companies are hiring people to increase productivity so they can sell their goods now because they're getting much better prices in the marketplace. And the more goods that come out onto the marketplace, that should help to ease the inflationary pressure. So it's going to take a while for all of that to materialize.
China reopening is also historically deflationary. They've been a deporter of deflation for a long time.
Yeah, because they produce goods and they put them out on the market. So it helps exactly. That would help a great deal.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to be opening up a debit spread on the call side on SPY. On the put side, excuse me. So an overall bearish position on SPY. I'm going to be going for 400, and my date is going to be for next Wednesday, why next Wednesday? Just because I like Wednesday and I feel like it's going to go down. And why 400? Well, I think that if it goes below 400, it's going to drop even further and a lot harder. So that's my thesis, and I'm doing a debit spread just so that it's a little bit cheaper. So thank you guys.
Do you feel like having only 4 trading days is going to affect that?
Yeah, the fact that it's less trading days, what is it, Monday we don't have trading?
That is correct.
Yes. So typically, at least for the past, I think it was 3 long weekends, the market has come back and been lower on the return day. So that will only help my complete speculation. But again, what happened 3 times isn't necessarily going to happen a 4th time. So we'll see.
Thank you. And just to make sure everyone knows, there will be no trading on Monday due to President's Day, which, if you don't know what a president is, it's like the guy who runs your country, but we hate him even more.
Yep. I'm been told not to speak during these times of. Yep. Okay.
What? Okay.
Yes, Monday we can't trade. That is correct. Looking forward to that tiny little vacation, but am definitely looking forward to Tuesday. Definitely looking forward to Tuesday.
Some people say it's a vacation. Others say it's hell because the markets are closed.
Yeah, it's both for me. It's hell and a vacation.
Especially if you held Tesla stock, right? Because Tesla is very volatile. You know what happens. Volatile stocks.
But if you have the absolute urge to trade, you can always trade Bitcoin and Litecoin and some of the other better cryptocurrencies that are out there, because those markets never close and you have no weekends, no holidays.
Genome, are you driving in the rain?
Yeah, it sounds like a fuzz.
Or running in the rain, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, so you got a lot of fuzz.
I'll put
coming
my-
in bright there.
We have a huge support at 405 at SPY. If it falls beyond 405, I might see to open a position of puts expiring first week of March, just giving it some theta. If not, I'm just going to swing some calls today because there are a lot of put options that was set to expire today. So you never know.
I think max pain today is 405, so it might go down and come back up, or go up and come back down. If you believe in max pain theory.
Way better on the mic. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for letting me know.
Like I said, I will always speak up. So. But I like the idea of who has the bearish sentiment going into the 3-day weekend. When I asked Hardy about it yesterday, he said he was going to cash for over the weekend. He wasn't going to buy any specific option play to play the potential negative, but he just wasn't going to have a position over the weekend. So I think your thesis has some legs there, buddy.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention about the Tesla. So we have Investor Day coming up, the 1st of March. So Elon might even try to pump it via his tweets. So watch out for that.
Yeah, talking about Tesla, what do you guys think? I think it will bounce back, right? This is not as bad as the news make it seem.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say just a second ago. There's people in the comments talking about Tesla as well, but 13 hours ago, Tesla tweeted out basically a press release that they had that was entitled "In Response to False Allegations" connected to their union campaign. So I think that on top of the sorry, I'm also realizing that I only read the title and that this actually has nothing to do with their recalls.
Let's go.
But yeah,
Did you just trust us, bro? Opinion?
I did. I'm so sorry. I was learning at the speed of a snail.
Source. Trust me, bro.
All right.
Trust me, bro.
So, yeah, will opinion bounce back based on this recall? Is it able to be fixed by over-the-air updates?
So what happened
Yes,
there,
it's
guys,
just
was
over-the-air updates. It's not like recalls per se.
So what happened there, guys, was halfway through reading the article title, opinions handlers at the major hedge fund Citadel told him he needed to change what he was saying. So that's why it was so awkward.
You know who you should really trust opinion? Veterans.
Oh, don't get him started, man. He hates veterans.
Oh, veterans. That'll never die down. But
You know
yeah,
who else
so-
was a veteran? George
Good-
Washington, and his birthday's coming up.
Good luck on your mission in Brazil.
And on IHOP this Monday, you can get a free Fruity Tooty Fresh and Fruity if you bring along a George Washington Veterans card.
Yes. You know a car George Washington would have driven back in his day? A Tesla, if they existed. He wouldn't have worried about this crap.
No, you are wrong. I saw the commercial. It's a Dodge Challenger.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. All right. But yeah, do you think opinion holds on this Tesla news?
No. I mean, it's temporary and it's going to go back up again, especially once they do their investor day event. I think it's going to pump the stock. Hopefully it goes down before then, though. I do hope it goes down to like 190 or something before March 1st. That'd be nice.
I mean,
I think
it's like a
Warren
modern day.
Buffett-
I was gonna say he's like a modern day PT Barnum. So you better believe he's going to pump that stock up at that investor day. So
I found an article on.
Yeah.
They said that in India they found 5.6 million tons of lithium. So I'm not sure how accurate that article is.
But as soon as the news came out about Tesla cars being recalled, Elon was straight up on the Twitter saying it's all false news and it's going to be fixed with a over-the-air update. So he's really concerned about the stock price and he's trying to pump it up. I guess there might be some other motives. So I would say it would probably be around 220 by March 1st at least.
I think Warren Buffett said it best. Buy the dip faggot.
Oh damn! I don't remember the last part, but maybe.
Yeah, right.
Maybe you got some. ChatGPT has been learned to exaggerate. Just to let you know, on those quotes.
My man just went with the guns.
Man, that man just dropped the F word hard too.
So any plays today, guys? With this
The F word, are you talking about fractal trading?
The play is MSTR.
That's the worst F word. That F word will get you banned up in here.
Fractal trading is a real blast to the past. Very early talks, we had some guy talking about it, but who was trying to actually say stuff about trading?
Somebody said
the Nazi sequence.
I said puts on MSTR, MicroStrategy.
Yeah, so the speculation there, Alexander, is that Bitcoin's going down, and so Master's going down. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So should we assume Coin's going to go down too? COIN?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. It's been going down.
All right. It's currently open trading at 64.40 for the bid, 64.68 for the ask. 65.59 was a close yesterday, and so it'll be quite interesting. Speaking of finances, I will be shorting BAC. I shouldn't say short because I don't short stocks. I will be buying the put side of BAC. So whoever wants to sell me some puts, feel free to go ahead in your little chart there and sell me some in the morning because I will be buying some.
Why are you buying that from the debt report that came out?
No, I kind of look at like an ATM. So sometimes I want to get paid, and I can't like have the luxury of going to the BAC or like Chase ATM. So I just like to short these stocks and feel like I'm getting paid. It's my imagination, of course, but yeah, I digress.
Pay yourself first. I get it.
Did anybody see Burry put on a big position in Alibaba and JD? Wonder if anyone. Michael Burry.
Who? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no.
Mike Jones.
Yeah, I like that trade. I'm back in JD after getting out towards end of last year, so I've got some long call options, long dated call options on it. Wondered if anyone else likes Chinese stocks here. It doesn't seem to have followed the rally of the S&P quite as much, so figure it's got some catch up.
I was thinking about getting some calls for Alibaba. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was thinking about getting some calls for Alibaba because first thing, it has some window to run up for earnings season, and long-dated calls might be an option here because Bloomberg expects China to fully reopen by July. So I would also be looking at leaps for Baba particularly.
Yeah, I did September strikes with the intention of rolling them out, but yeah, I mean, I bought them at the money probably, I don't know, a month or so ago, and it's been doing okay. I mean, yesterday was obviously a big day, but I'm just trying to get out of beta with S&P because I feel like it's run up a bit too much.
Morning, party.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Hardy.
Oh, don't let me stop the room. So it was interesting hearing your speculation on Tesla and Musk and the recall. Did we go over the import prices?
No.
Okay. Short answer is imported goods went down 0.2%. Relative to Nothing Burger. Not sure if this is why SPY is reacting the way it is.
We imported less?
No. The cost of what we're importing went down.
I think it's that in combination with the PPI number. And, people are finally paying attention to the inflation numbers in general because we've gotten over the heady days of let's just have a rally because we owe ourselves that. I got two earnings plays, Walmart, WMT, and TJX, which is TJ Maxx and friends. I don't know, they own a bunch of companies. But looking to do double diagonals on both of those to try and squeeze some premium out of their meager volatility. So Walmart, for the 24th of February, I'm selling the 150 call, the 137 put, and then buying the March 17th 155 call, 135 put. TJ Maxx, I am doing. I'm short the 75 put and the 85 call. Those are again February 24th, and then long the 72.5 put, 87.5 call. And both of those should give somewhere debit or credit around $5 a piece. Max risk on those is $500. And then my stupid 0-day plays, I'm probably going to get some slightly out of the money calls on SQQQ and SOXS. So those are the short leveraged ETFs. A lot of the movement already happened, but for $10 worth of fun, why not?
Also, just to add on to that, Walmart family has sold most of their stake before coming into this quarter. So just to add on to the whole Walmart play.
What does that what sentiment does that give you about the direction of Walmart? Because the way that I have my Walmart trade set up, my max profit is around the 137 strike. So I'm leaning bearish.
I'm slightly leaning towards bearish too, because there has been pretty constant news from Walmart nowadays. First thing was the stakeholders selling their stock. Second thing, they have closed some technology-related centers. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
About Walmart, the insider trading at Walmart, S. Robson Walton sold 350,000 shares on December 23 with a value of $15 million out of 267 million shares that they hold. So while it's true the Walton family is selling shares, they're not exactly dumping them. I think it's just so they can finance their lifestyle.
Yeah, they did just buy an NFL team.
And get those at the dollar store.
I will add as a counter case
How
that
dare you?
that Walmart tends to do pretty good on beating their projected earnings, and they tend to do pretty well after announcing earnings. So on the risk analysis for this, my other high strike is right around 150, and the thesis here is simply the rest of the market sentiment. So because we're in a downshift, and I plan to be out of this trade within, or at least most of it within a week, it is skewed that way.
Yeah, so if you actually look at Walmart, this is generally the highest they'll get is right after this earnings report. So watch it for about another week or two, and then look to go towards the downside. If I can swing it, I'm gonna look at getting some maybe 110 puts or 115 puts on Walmart, far dated.
Even though if they beat earnings, I will be looking at their guidance for next quarter. That's where the significant difference is going to happen. So
Walmart is a very cyclical stock. So this, like I said, this is generally the peak, and then they'll slide down for about another 6 months, and then they start picking up around October, November.
the bullish side to the whole Walmart agreement is the retail sales gone up significantly. So we might see a huge upside on that side of the argument.
So I thought of that, and I unconvinced myself that that was a concern by looking at the ratio of XLY over XLP. XLY over XLP is consumer things you don't need over things that you do need. So that
discretionary.
What's that?
Discretionary.
Thank you. Yeah, consumer discretionary over consumer staples. And so, like looking at this ratio pretty regularly, XLY has been pumping along with the market. The ratio of XLY over XLP has been pumping along with the market, but overall has not done particularly well over the past 3 months. And XOP is down 13% on the 3-month chart. So a lot of the institutional money that cares is not investing in retail. It's all going into semiconductors and energy and that kind of thing. But also, it's the reason why we play defined risk.
Well, look who we've got here. Welcome back, Luis.
Oh, I thought hosts were sleeping.
I'm just having a good time.
I've been here. What are you guys doing except not talking that much?
We just had a 5-minute discussion about Walmart earnings, man.
Oh, yeah, but then there were
You've
gaps.
been here. You've been here. Oh.
Yeah,
We were
about
waiting-
fucking Walmart. Fucking
We're waiting-
snooze.
All right, what's more exciting news do you have for us, Luce?
Oh, I got all the exciting news. Did anybody play DoorDash? No? Okay, cool. Well, I gotta play, but well, actually, no. I'll share it next week because I need to do some more research first. So,
tell us
Wait,
now.
DoorDash beat revenue by 3%, lost almost, what was it, double the money they said they were going to lose.
Yeah,
and
it was
they're
almost
up.
triple.
And they're up, so that implies huge layoffs or restructuring or fancy wordsmithing.
Who do they got to lay off? I thought they didn't have any employees.
Delivery folks are not employees. The technology folks are. And Tony Hsu sits on the board of Facebook. So make of that what you will.
Yeah, I was gonna say programmers, HR, the back office staff.
The corporate staff.
apparently, they're buying back $750 million of their stock, which I think is a massive mistake and is similar to when Meta repurchased shares above like $300 a share. I think it's a terrible play.
Yeah, especially since that involves money, which they don't have.
And it's not a great time to borrow to buy, which some companies do. It's just, yeah. But again, good headline.
So they lost more money. So they're still approaching, they're digging deeper into the growth at any cost. At arguably the worst time to do that, when rates are really high, they're still increasing. Yeah, I'm not quite. Maybe the stock buyback is, maybe investors are going crazy for that. But then again, look at all these other stocks posting earnings with shitty guidance, and the markets are loving it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go with he took a play out of Mets book to try and pump the stock price.
I still don't know anyone that uses DoorDash. Everybody uses Uber Eats.
Well, you're also in a major city.
Is it?
It's a
Well,
suburb. It's a more suburban service, in my opinion,
Oh, then how are they growing so fast?
because there are so many underserved suburbs.
Listen, if you're wasted and you need Taco Bell at 3 a.m, only DoorDash will help.
Yeah, I'm in the burbs, and I usually use DoorDash more. I have better success. I've had issues with Uber Eats, so
I know that in my area, we got a lot of rural counties, so we're talking like the entire county's got less than 40,000 people, and it seems like DoorDash is the primary delivery service for these areas where we have like the decent sized towns.
DoorDash is also used as a courier service here in New York, delivering things like balloons.
Oh, that would make me not want to be a DoorDash deliverer because I'd hate to get shot by the American government.
Hey, nice. It was Anita's birthday. She wanted balloons.
This is really random, but wasn't someone? I remember a month or two ago, someone was talking about how they were shorting. They had puts on big lots, and I finally went into one of those stores recently, and my God, it was empty.
I'm shorting big lots directly. So just shorting the shares. I've been shorting them since about $23 a share, and I've been selling monthly covered puts to not only get some premium, but to also cover the quarterly dividend. So I'm making good money on that.
Yeah, I don't know how they're in business. There's like no one in there.
Yeah, they're still paying like an 8% dividend or something. I don't know how they're affording that 7%. So I just think it's a matter of time before they have to cut it. The interesting thing is, I know management wants to keep paying it, but as the longer they keep paying it, the worse off the company is. So it would actually be like a net benefit if they cut it. But
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't
other
have
than the
any.
dividends, there's nothing holding the stock price up, I think.
Anybody else
Luce.
playing? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to ask you what your opinion on Airbnb was.
Didn't they lower guidance? And they said that it's going to be, sales are going to be flat for this year?
Yeah, but they announced their first profit ever.
I think they already had positive cash from operations, right?
Right, but not profit.
That is profit. I mean, GAAP profit is bullshit.
Also true. But that's what everyone was reacting to.
Yeah, and that's how it was with Palantir, which I think was silly. It's like, no, these companies were profitable. They were just issuing a quarter to a third of their profits back to themselves as stock-based comp. But, you know, stock-based comp is cool these days, so shareholders love, you know, when executives take money away from them.
It reminds me of the Simpsons episode where they're mocking the .com burst, and they're like, "Can I have some shares?" And it's on a roll of toilet paper. They're like, "Sure, help yourself." In the wide open office, it's kind of like that.
Simpsons does predict everything, so yeah.
So I was going to ask if anyone's playing Home Depot. I personally only need 2 retail earnings plays to screw me over, but I passed on Home Depot. But that's also coming up on the 21st.
I'm thinking of getting puts on Home Depot. I don't think they did too well over the holidays. I was in there prior to Christmas, like between Thanksgiving and Christmas, when they laid out all those gifts that you buy for Christmas. And after Christmas was done, a lot of those things in the middle of the aisles were still there. So I didn't see a lot of sales of those items that people normally buy for Christmas gifts. I'm guessing they have a pretty bad quarter.
Friendly story is Black Friday, Cyber Monday was 20% worse than projected. So a lot of store managers didn't get their bonuses.
So all that, but retail sales are up big?
No. Online
retail
online Black Friday was up 9% year over year. Brick and mortar Black Friday wasn't announced, which implies down.
No, I'm talking about the data that's just released. What was it, yesterday? Retail sales? Didn't y'all just mention that earlier?
Yeah, it was a couple days ago, but it was up. It was 3% growth. I think it's what it was for January. So it's after the holiday seasons. But yeah, it did come in hot.
Yeah, so you know, I've said it 5,000 times, maybe some other people have said it, but earnings isn't just about recent results, because those are in the past. It's about guidance. So if Home Depot comes out and says, yeah, Black Friday wasn't as strong as we thought, or whatever, you know, wasn't as strong, but guidance is looking really strong and we're going to make more money, then the stock's probably going to do all right. Like, guidance is more important, unless they really screwed up, which it's Home Depot, so I don't really see that happen. If the trend for spending continues like this, then yeah, I don't know if that's a bad thing for Home Depot. I don't know that that's a company I would bet against.
Okay.
Separatist is of the opinion that, what's it called? As the recession hits, more and more people will adopt DIY projects instead of hiring professionals. So, yeah, bullish mid case for Home Depot. But I'm wondering if the 15 to 20% revenue miss over Black Friday is a big enough problem that sweet talking the forward guidance can't remove. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think the issue with saying they're
if
going to
there's a
do
revenue-
well during a recession is that because people will rather go to them than professional services. Well, that's what people said during COVID. Like, how does Home Depot always sell well, whether there's a recession or there's a boom? So I think something has to give. If there's a recession and people are selling their homes and having to move into smaller homes or apartments, I think that probably means they won't make as much. Like, something has to give at some point.
My point is or can strong forward guidance overcome a potential 15 to 20% revenue miss?
I don't think they're going to miss by 15, 20%. Have they ever missed by that much?
They haven't. That's partly why I'm asking.
Is it too early? Go ahead, Leap. Sorry.
I was going to ask if when we're going to know if we're going to get like a hard recession or a soft landing.
Difference to you?
I missed that. What was that?
We wouldn't be here.
What's the difference to you?
Yeah, because like some people, like if you got a lot of money.
How do you differentiate between a hard landing and a soft landing?
Well, when everyone starts putting their money back into the market, the rates have stabilized, the economy is stabilized, and we're seeing a path to growth and a certain bull market, like we've had in the past.
This makes a big assumption that we can avoid any sort of major catalyst which causes involuntary selling, like foreclosures.
Yeah. I mean, we have to get through what is in front of us to know what's going to happen, right? So I was wondering what the thoughts on the timeline might be. I assume the Fed will stop raising rates and say we see CPI under control. At a certain point.
Well, as the Oak Tree founder Mark Howard said, there's no such thing as a forecaster. Forecasts are just kind of a guessing game within some respects. But I also wanted to say that there was an app brought to my attention by Mr. Zonbear, which I did see in the Super Bowl ad, TEMU, which is owned by PDD. They're a Chinese company. They are the number one downloaded app overnight yesterday. So I was just curious, is this a good play for PDD, or is this something we should say bullish on China and then bye Baba? Yeah, I mean, I noticed a lot of Chinese companies are coming over here on the shopping platforms and kind of taking over. But yeah, I digress.
I don't remember the commercial. Sorry.
It was the orange commercial.
I fell asleep at halftime. Sorry.
Bro, this shit looks like Wish, though.
It definitely does. It looks like Wish.
You people down in the audience coming up. I'm inviting y'all. Nobody's talking.
Yeah, yesterday we had a lot of ladies here yesterday, Luce. So if you want to invite some ladies up here, they got some good insight to Athletica. Saying Lemon is going out of business, basically, and they're going to Gap to buy their clothes.
We should ask them if they go to Home Depot date too, because that could be bullish for Home Depot as well. You know,
Out of curiosity, how's the Becky index doing? As the severance money dries up, I'm wondering to what extent the discretionary spending, which drives the Becky index, goes away.
That's a good point.
Well, look at the credit card debt. I think that's where people are putting it right now. right?
Correct. I agree. So how long before that runs out? Well, I guess there's a way we can look this up. Hold on.
Yeah, they had that out yesterday at 11. I don't have the exact numbers, but it was close to $1 trillion, I think it was, on deck. And now we have rising interest rates, so the cost of carry for everyone's going to go up, up, up.
So the average American has access to about $30,000 worth of credit. So against, let's call it 150 million people who are eligible for credit cards, or maybe a little higher. Let's call it 200 million.
I would just like to point out in the discussion in retail, we've talked about Lululemon, we've talked about Home Depot. Costco has 848 domestic locations, every single one of which is cash solvent. And in every Costco I've ever been to, I've always made sure to ask, what do you have trouble selling? To which the employees respond, nothing. Almost everything they have gets sold. So whether we're going into a recession or not, Costco is likely to increase revenues due to their growing subscriber base.
Well, the Costco shopper also tends to be more upscale, like more affluent, I guess you would say.
Well, revenue's great and all, but if they're growing revenue like 3%, 4% for this year, or the past year, it doesn't make up for inflation. Also, as a shareholder, you're not just buying a piece of the company's revenue, you're buying a piece of their earnings and their cash flow. So it's about margins. And Costco has razor thin margins that investors really don't seem to be cautious about ever. So that's what I would be worried about, is that labor costs just get a little bit out of control for Costco. Have there been any strong unionization for Costco?
But I
No,
thought
because Costco pays well above market for relatively low retail positions.
It doesn't mean they don't have problems. And
Oh, of
I
course
mean,
they
that's
have
like,
problems, but
yeah.
for Costco, because there's no union, it's a lot easier to fire people for a cause and replace them with another willing person who's willing to accept the $26 an hour or whatever it is.
And they've been
And I
known
thought
good
I thought
pay
people mentioned that they make most of their money off of the subscriptions rather than
Their profit comes from the subscriptions.
Yeah.
Their inventory is sold basically at cost.
Right.
Yeah, so they still have costs because there's still a reason why their operating margins are only about 3%. So I think, again, I'll reiterate, the risk to a company like Costco is not necessarily just sales. It's about the costs and managing that cost. And when you have operating margins that are already so low, that risk can be greater than what's the markets are pricing in and what's being perceived. A good example of that in the past, well, a recent one was Amazon. And look how that went. Amazon's margins said they're going to zero for the fourth quarter. Another one was McKesson. This is years ago. McKesson was just like, they were viewed like a Costco. Like there's only McKesson and was it ABC and Morningstar. All these analysts were like, McKesson is so deeply undervalued and it's one of the best stocks to own. It's a cash flow cow, all sorts of things. And then costs started going up and the margins went from 3% to 1% and the stock sold off like 60%. There are many case scenarios for companies that are really, really strong, but the risk of margins, dropping near zero, maybe it never gets priced in, or, maybe it's not priced in now, but it could be. I don't know.
But doesn't Amazon also spend a lot of money on other projects like their healthcare stuff and space and all these other ancillary technologies?
The retail loses money. Retail section.
Yeah, all I'm talking about, spend your money on whatever you want. But when margins are this low, there's always a risk that margins can go near zero. They're already close to zero. So as an investor, you're paying for that cash flow. You're paying for those margins. So that's my only point. I'm not saying everybody buy puts on Costco, but I'm also saying I'll probably never own Costco stock because I don't think the market's pricing that risk.
My thought is that if they make most of their profit on subscriptions and their subscriber numbers are increasing, then that bodes pretty well. And they could do like if they did I think we have an executive level subscription which is like $100 some.
if they were to raise the price of those executive level subscriptions by $5, which would be like a 5% increase, that's pure margin for them. And I wouldn't sweat a $5 increase in the subscription fee because
you still have to measure it against cost, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
Look at
I get that.
Starbucks.
And you have to remember that even if the fee went up $5, there will still be some churn associated with that increase. So there is a cost.
Yeah, no, I get that, but it would seem like it'd be easy for them to cover increased cost by a small increase in the subscription.
That's what Starbucks said. And then look at the past year and a half, the stock price started to come back up. They literally said, we'll just raise prices when an analyst questioned the CEO about inflation. He just said, we'll just raise prices. And then people started unionizing. And it was a massive deal. Starbucks went from, what was it, 125, 126 down to 70.
All right,
Yeah.
Luce. If you go in a Costco, right, the frozen pizzas are more expensive than the fresh food court pizzas. The pre-cooked rotisserie chickens are more expensive than the raw ones you cook yourself. Costco is a money-making machine, and sure, a lot of its profits come from subscription growth, but no other store prices goods at the level they do and makes the profits that they do.
What about BJ's or what's the Walmart
Sam's
one?
Club?
Sam's Club? Yeah, they not as profitable?
No, BJ's is less profitable than Costco. Sam's Club, I think it was 2 quarters ago now, maybe 3. Walmart rolled Sam's Club off of its own line item. So
what about Aldi's?
I just looked up BJ's, and their operating margins are higher than Costco. So they're more profitable than Costco on an operating margin perspective.
Not a work computer, right? You didn't search BJ's, right?
Make sure you go to bjs.com.
Is that Aldi's, by the way?
You sound familiar.
That's how I
Aldi's
discovered porn
Aldi's is
news.
good too, yeah.
I wouldn't know
All
how
this isn't subscription based.
Yeah, it's a completely different.
I wouldn't know how to know
True.
how profitable Sam's Club is because they're unless Walmart
They
separates.
used
their
to break it out
financials.
as a line item. Now they don't.
Oh, well, then I guess we wouldn't know how profitable they are now. But yeah,
You'd
BJ's
think
is
they'd
more
brag about
profitable.
it.
So either way, I think the point, I think it's pretty clear, and there are many cases of this in the past. Very low operating margins have a risk of going to zero. That's it. You can raise sales to an extent, but at some point, something's going to happen. Problems going to arise. Costs are going to go out of control, and the company's going to have to deal with it, and the stock price could be affected. It's happened so many times to big companies similar to Costco.
So I noticed Costco is bringing a lot of their name brand stuff in, just kind of rebranding their, where they would hold certain vitamin brands in that were third-party vendors, and now they're coming in with their own labels, white labels, if you want to call it that, at the end of the day. Do you think
Private
that's...
label thing?
Come again?
You mean the Kirkland private label?
Yeah, sure. And even some off-oneers, if you may. So is that going to help their costs, do you think, at the end of the day?
Probably not. It'll help their margins. But that's assuming people continue to buy Kirkland.
All right.
So just for fun, because we were talking about consumer discretionary, I charted the Becky index, and there's a trading view link in the comments. And it looks like 1 year out, the Becky index is up by 1%, while the SPX is down 9%, or 8.6, let's call it. So there you go. Becky is outperforming the S&P.
So I'll tell you guys my theory about why Costco has such a high valuation. I think it's all based on future expansion rate, because there's so many countries that don't even have a Costco yet, and even the U.S. itself is not fully saturated yet. So I think that's why that's what investors are pricing in with Costco.
2 minutes.
Where else can you go and get an optical exam and a hot dog in the same shopping trip?
Walmart.
Legally or not?
I'm open to hypotheticals.
Okay, how about this? Motor City Pizza. Costco has it now. That's hands down the best frozen pizza money can buy.
Damn straight.
It's okay. Check
Mhm.
this out. You want a value play? Here's your value play. Get your stupid Costco membership, right? And then boost your sales and hope that the margins stay high. While you're at it, go to the store, go to the frozen pizza section, get some Motor City pizza. It comes with 2 pies, 2 big ass square pies, right? You can it's pretty, it's like 20 minutes to cook. You can slice it in 4 like big old squares, and for like a non-American, 1 square should be plenty. For an American, you're probably going to need 2, for specific reasons, obviously. And it comes with 2 of those. So that's like 4 meals, and it's $15. A lot of pizzas these days, the frozen pizzas, well, not just these days, let's be honest, but a lot of frozen pizzas really suck. But Motor City, like, it's legit. It's good pizza,
Calls on Motor City Pizza.
Yeah, calls on Motor City. So there's your value play. Get your Costco membership and go buy Motor City Pizza. It's like $15, at least in the Dallas area, for a box of 2 pies. And if you're not American, you can split that up into like 8 meals. But if you are American, it's only going to be 4 meals.
I'm sorry, you have to eat frozen pizza.
It's good, man. I'm telling you.
It's
I
really
get lazy
good.
at times.
Red Baron all the way.
Don't knock it.
They have other stuff that's like partially prepared, where all you have to do is like heat it up or warm it up. They have like a chicken fettuccine or chicken linguine alfredo, and they have like lamb shanks. All easy stuff to make for dinner, and you buy it and you can eat several dinners from it because they're nice portions. And Costco is awesome the way they do stuff. They save people time, and they got good food, quality
Yeah.
food.
No, and I'm a bougie bitch, so like I don't just eat like microwave or frozen stuff. So the pizza, I say the pizza good.
Not to insult, that was just the easy
Hey, where's my
low-hanging
bell?
fruit.
Where's my opening
Market
bell?
is open.
So one kid made a
ding.
business out of frozen pizzas, and then he'd deliver them.
Hey guys, I have a question. Do you guys have an opinion on the Dust Bowl that will happen most likely next year?
Say what?
What?
Do you know what
He's been reading the Farmer's Almanac.
Okay, so back when the Great Depression happened, there was an issue with agricultural production where Europe was going in drought, and the part of the United States was because there was no rain, and it actually hiked up prices, making it a much less sustainable consumer market. So there's rumor, or at least not rumor, but there is a prediction that the Dust Bowl will happen between 2024 and 2027 because it's supposed to happen every 90 years. So do you guys think that we will hit a price hike on that? And what do you think the outcome will that be?
Does this have to do with the caterpillar and if it has the stripes and all that? I'm sorry.
I have no idea what you're talking about with the caterpillar.
What the
Like
fuck?
the Disney mark?
Cicadas come every
Tesla's
7
going
years.
to the moon.
Look into the technology Iceland
Like a
uses
nursery
to grow
rhyme.
all their fruit and vegetables through the winter. So a lot of countries will probably invest in that just because of climate change, not because of a dust bowl.
Bullish on mason jars. Sorry, leopard.
That's right.
What about that book? It's a very good read. I believe it's had a lot of researchers put work into it. Predicts a lot of economic events. It's called The Hungry, Hungry Caterpillar.
Eric Carl.
And you're legit serious. Let me look that up.
I think it tells
So,
the picture if it's going to be harsh.
I
think you're reading.
I was looking, and some bad news on that Motor City Pizza play. The company that makes it is privately owned.
Yeah, the only thing you can do is buy calls in your mouth and go to Costco.
Yeah, it's the
And-
very hungry caterpillar. How are you gonna mess up our childhood like that?
Oh, all right. Don't get
I'm
hostile. We're
offended.
all here together. We're all
I'm offended.
Yeah, we're all children in the great Lord's eyes, yeah.
Have you
Or-
guys invested in gold yet?
Or the great Lucifer's eyes, whoever you look up to.
Speaking of ladies, there are some ladies that came from yesterday feeling fun and Kat's mom. And I was looking for the other ones that came. I don't see in the audience. So feel free to raise your hand. We do love a female's insight to anything we're talking about right now. So feel free to chime in and give your female spectrum or female perspective,
on whatever you feel.
Yeah, you love the female insight, all right.
That is true, hands down.
Yeah,
There's
no,
nothing wrong with that.
I'm not, I don't know, but no offense, Luce, but the Costco foods, yeah.
Motor City.
Motor City, maybe, but
Yeah,
Girl's
that's
never
all I'm
been on a
saying.
Costco date.
That's
That
all
shit.
I'm saying. Yeah, wait.
if someone was saying, "Hey, Phelan, I'm gonna take you out on a hot date. We're gonna pick up some food at Costco."
No, it's got to be a secret. Yeah, come on. That guy doesn't. Whoever that guy was, he doesn't know how to do it. It needs to be a romantic style.
Broadcast your play.
Yeah, you gotta like. You gotta
Yeah,
like.
you can't just go out and say it outright.
You got it from behind. You got to like, kind of like cover their eyes, like with your hands and say like, all right, don't, no peeking. And then you
I
walk
think they
them
would
up.
hear the
but-
7,000 people in the Costco.
No, hang on.
on.
But just keep your Costco card, like, like kind of in one of your fingers so they can see it at the door, and then you walk her right up to the food, like all the way up to the food where, that guy's like, ravioli, $4, ravioli, that guy. And then he's like, would you like some? You're like, yes, 2, please. And then you're like, man, we have some paper towels. And then you kind of put the paper towel, like, around her neck in her shirt, and ask for utensils. I don't know if they even have them. And then you just go around to each station, every little food station. It'd be a good time. That's romantic, right there.
It's the ultimate tapas experience. It's
And then you go to the
That's like
frozen
real
pizza
life.
section. You say, all right, real special gift, real special parting gift, and then this will seal the deal, gentlemen. You get some of that Motor City pizza, and you say, this is for you, but you're gonna have to pay for it because I don't have any money, and you have to wait in line. I have to go.
No, does Costco also sell like the day old sushi and that type of discounted stuff?
If you're lucky.
No, I only go to Costco to like pick up
Pick up
guys.
dudes.
Yeah, Costco and Home Depot. Home Depot.
Pick up dudes at the gas
Thank you.
station.
See, I heard about that. We were talking about Home Depot earlier. Cat's mom too. You can rate. I know you guys may be married or taken or anything, but do you go to Home Depot to pick up dudes? Is that a thing? Are you bullish on Home Depot?
Okay, can I just for my particular portfolio, can we please throw in Lowe's in there too? Thanks.
Is there a favorite between the two? I don't.
I
only hear
like-
people talking about Home Depot. more
I
than
like
the other.
Lowe's because there are more hot chicks working the counter, and they don't know a damn thing about tools.
Yeah, I love challenging them with like nails and hammers, and they actually sell a lot there. Actually, speaking of ladies, just real quick, if I may. So there's this like assumption that there's going to be a lot of like this home improvement, and I was just curious on ladies. Are you already improving your home? Do you feel like this is with your friends, your other lady friends? Are they doing craft stuff? Yeah, can you kind of give me a feel of that?
Cat's mom, you wanna?
I prefer Lowe's. The husband prefers Home Depot, but when we do home DIY, we're doing home DIY right now. On our house, we're renovating a bathroom, but we're doing it ourselves. But we're getting stuff from Home Depot and Lowe's, both.
And which place has the sweeter selection of work dudes with the really, really greasy work boots?
Probably Home Depot, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that.
I would say Home Depot.
Two-way road. I like this. Go ahead.
Do I need to go to Home Depot right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a check on this. I'm feeling like
You
a
can
little
pick up some
fever.
dudes from Home Depot for cheap labor as well.
Thanks, Alexander. We appreciate that insight.
Yeah, maybe I'll go to Home Depot and find me a good friend to help me buff my floors, if you know what I mean.
Make sure he has greasy work boots.
Greasier the
So-
better.
Can you confirm on the ladies at the front of Lowe's? Are they good, or what are we thinking?
10 out of 10.
All right, thank you.
Well, if they don't know what to do with your tools, then what good are they?
I would
That'd be a
agree.
1 out of 10.
Checking out. That's the point. They're good for checking out. The items, that is.
Of course, the items.
Be able to manipulate your tool. That's very important.
You can always check out the
it.
menu, but you gotta go. You always gotta go home to eat.
Yeah, maybe I'll make another friend and say, hey, let me show you my power drill.
She has to know how to handle it as well.
Well, there are extensions.
So bullish on home improvement.
Wait, there are extensions?
Yeah,
Don't
you have
act
to
like you
about
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Well, hang on.
Serious. This is real
There's a-
talk. There's a
there's
lot
a
of
board
DIY
extender.
stuff going on right now.
Wait, extensions. Someone explain me, please.
Yeah, they have like extensions for your 3/8 ratchets, half inch. You know, for those
Half
hard to
inch?
reach. Yeah, for those for those hard to reach spots.
Oh, is that what those are good for?
So if size doesn't matter, why are there no small toys? I'm just curious.
Oh,
yeah,
you
they're
guys
small
go-
toys. You just gotta know where to look.
Okay, no, but in serious, okay. Serious talk for a second.
I thought we were talking about
actually
tools.
There's a weird move. Yeah, I know, but I want to say like just in shrinkflation, I noticed that a lot of things are shrinking, including food, but also the tools, and it's quite strange to see that we're still paying the same cost while they're reducing the size of the items in the store. And I was just curious if you guys have noticed that when you're going in the store. Is that a thing within the home improvement or no?
Yeah, I noticed that.
at
I noticed
HEB.
that the family size Chips Ahoy is now the same size as the regular package of Chips Ahoy used to be. I'm pretty salty about that.
Yeah, I agree. And Home Depot needs to step it up by hiring more hot chicks. Lowe's has hired all the hot chicks. Home Depot needs more. I agree, Elliot.
Yeah, no, seriously, hands down. Because it's all diversified at the end of the day. That's why we have some ladies up here. Thank you, Cat's mom. Thank you, feeling fun. And if there's any other ladies that want to come up here and give their insight, feel free. You guys gave some awesome DD yesterday on the Atelica, or however you pronounce it. I do apologize. So I'm definitely, I'm just excited that we can get some female perspective. So thank you so much.
I'm gonna go hang out at Home Depot all day.
You should hang out at Lowe's. That's where they have the hot moms.
Wait, no, I thought we gathered that women go to Home Depot to pick up men, or did I mishear that?
I think both are true.
Well, okay, the way I see it now is women go to Home Depot to pick up men, all right? Because they need their
correct.
They need help laying some carpet, you know what I mean? And men go to Lowe's because they're like, I know what tools I need. I don't need anybody's help, but I know there are hot chicks there, and I'm just gonna pretend and be like, can you tell me where I can get extensions for the 2, 4, 5 the bit drill? And they're gonna be like, yeah, sure, big boy. So that's why dudes go to Lowe's. I'm pretty sure. So I read.
Yeah, that's some good insight and some good information. If you're just tuning in right now, we are talking about Lowe's and Home Depot. Some great information. Also, we have a Discord, Wall Street Bets Discord. Check it out. It's in Opinion is Unpopular's comment section, the third one down there. Click the link and join us today. We got some great stuff going on in there. But yeah, so I'm thinking at the end of the day, Home Depot sounds like a great place to be, as well as Lowe's. I'm just curious, ladies, are your friends doing DIY stuff too? Are they going to Home Depot? Are they going to Lowe's? Are you guys all calling each other, showing each other deals? What's going on here?
Hells yeah, everyone is doing the DIY.
They're showing each other the new power tool that they bought from Lowe's.
And we get
Do you DIY?
Every night. Yeah, no, yeah, you have to be handy.
Ooh.
You got an inventory of really old houses around here, so they're bitches. They constantly need attention.
I'm with you. My house is about 100 years old. We've been redoing it slowly, so it takes time.
Yeah, it's always so. I haven't talked about this, but I'm actually fairly young for being retired, but I've had 5 houses already. Shit always needs done. It doesn't matter how new or how old they are. And people are like, what you working on? It's obnoxiously consistent. So people that have money and have houses, I mean, I may buy both stocks. I mean, I'm not joking around at this point.
Interesting.
100% I'd recommend buying Home Depot over Lowe's because they have Milwaukee tools and Lowe's doesn't, and Milwaukee is the best.
You goddamn right.
And didn't Lowe's buy Craftsman from Sears to try to get some of that, like, quote unquote, name brand, but again, not as good?
So, funny story about that. My wife actually works in supply chain for Stanley Black & Decker, which owns Craftsman and Mac Tools and everything else. And I'm somewhat of a tool aficionado myself. They suck compared to Milwaukee.
That's true.
And how do you spell that last word you used? Aficionati? How do you spell that?
Milwaukee, like the city.
Oh no, the last word. You said you're a tool. I just want to add to my cool things to say to ladies.
Yes, aficionado.
Aficionado. Okay, thank you.
Aficionado. And whichever guy was saying the story about going into Costco as a sweet date, that guy's got some game. I can tell that dude lays pipe for sure.
Yeah, that was none other than Loose Ventures.
Fucking Loose has all the riz.
Hey, so that reminds me of the time when there was some, like stone wall on the side outside of my house. And it was kind of there was a bit of a hole. So what I had to do was I had to get my tools. Just came back from Home Depot or Lowe's, depends on where the chicks are at. And I had to kind of like I had to fix it, right? So I had to hammer my rod into this tight crack, and it was caused me to break a sweat, but even had to wear eye protection. But it took me a couple hours, took me all night, but I got the job done.
Yeah, and if I don't know if you guys know this or not, but power tools, they're fun at first, but you really have to have endurance, really long run, to get things done. Because it's never fun to start a project and then be done by say noontime, right? You gotta stick into sunset.
And you don't want to overuse the power tools either.
Remember, the power tools are there to help us out, not to finish the job for us.
Amen.
Well, not to get too far off subject,
Desensitization is a thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Not to get too far off subject, but I feel like with toys and the subject that you guys kind of leaned into there, I think toys are going away from electric and going towards gas powered. They're doing an inverse of what cars are doing.
Whoa, that's powerful.
So that reminds me of another time when I had just laid some. I was fixing up my garage, this new home, and I was building it myself. And the garage, the floor, I had to construct the floor, and the cement's like drying, but there's a little bit too much moisture, so I had to kind of like use some aluminum foil, some tape, and I was kind of trying to stretch out the moisture, so I had to use like 2 fingers to kind of like press down for the moisture, make sure there's no moisture, and I swipe slowly across the, just to kind of squeeze out all the moisture. And then once I was done, a little like tip for you home improvement chaps, I smell my fingers just to make sure that there's no more moisture.
Yeah, when you were laying down that concrete slab, did you seal the edges with that caulk that comes in the big tube, the one that gets hard really fast?
No, that's a different story. So that's when I was there was a hole in my wall, and I had my tube. I put on my glove, and it's a very good glove. I had it for a long time. I reuse it all the time, and it's just kind of sentimental. So I call it my love glove. So I put on my love glove, and then I started filling this tight hole with my caulk, and it ended up working out just fine. It was a perfect fit.
Yeah,
Sorry
so
to interrupt, guys.
there's some cock that gets hard fast. There's some cock that expands, some that doesn't.
Well,
They
a
sell it in black, white, and clear. You know.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. There's a filler actually out there. I just found out not too long ago where you can like literally fill in wood. It's the craziest stuff, and it's legit because like you know how sometimes wood is petrified or someone has like a dent in there or they need to fill the wall. They actually have this like liquid stuff, and you pour it in there, and it dries in like literally an hour, and then you sand it around, and then it's new. It's crazy.
What is
So
that?
I just want to
There's
say,
bends. I'm like, I'm sorry. That's weird. Anyhow.
So, anyways, the garage. So I was fixing the garage. I thought it was good to go, but I had to redo it, right? But it's like concrete now, so it's like nice and hard. So I go make some more friends. You know, bring a few friends this time from Lowe's, and you know they're good friends, and bring them back. And I'm like, hey, I got this jackhammer right here, and I showed it like right in front of me. I'm holding it with both hands, you know. So I started jacking, you know, like right there, right in front of him on the floor, just to get everything out, you know. And they were like, "Oh, don't you want to wear some like ear protection?" I was like, "No, I want to hear everything." I was like, "Let's put on some music." And I need to feel jacking, you know. I don't just want to hear it. I gotta feel the jacking. And then I told them like, "Hey, just make sure you're like right here, close prox, you know, right there, you know, right in front of me, so you can feel it too." Because you need to feel it to know that you haven't gone too far. You know what I mean? You don't want to drill too deep.
yeah, especially with those 3M earplugs. You know, those obviously didn't work for some, unfortunately, and I feel sorry for those people. So I'm just happy that you know that you passed on those earplugs because at the end of the day, you never know. You know.
Sorry, guys.
Is that puts their calls on nose plugs?
3M. That would
hey,
be
you gotta
be
take me
puts.
out of this. I gotta drop because I can't take.
Yeah, I'll drop you. But we will
Call
see you tomorrow. We'll see
jacking
you
it.
Monday. Yeah. Or whenever you can come back. And we do appreciate your time filling fun. Everybody throw the Doge up for filling fun coming in, and Cat's mom. Cat's mom, if you want to chime in, feel free to. Throw the Doge for the ladies coming in. We do appreciate you. We really do.
Hey,
Market's closed on Monday.
Yeah, anytime you need help with tools, you need tips, advice, you know, what tools to get at Home Depot, whether to go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you know, we're happy to help. Yeah. And if you need extra supplies, you know, like you need help jacking something, you need some caulk, you know, ran out of caulk, just we're here. We're here for you.
Yeah, and Miami U is in here too. There's a female here, so I want to say Doge for her too as well. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you.
But that offer also applies to the men, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Men need caulk too. So
Nothing like fixing those walls, ladies and gentlemen. Home Depot and Lowe's, you heard it here first. A lot of different tools do DIY, excuse me. So I'm really excited about all these great tips. And yeah.
Yeah,
Just the tips.
Nothing but the tips.
This is the best ab workout I've had all year, by the way. I appreciate it. I know you're not around much, but this is a lot. Anyhow.
Yeah, and then next time you go to Home Depot, ask for my good buddy. His name is Dick Tips.
I can get kicked out on my own. I don't need your help. Thank you.
Lowe's, it's a different guy. His name is Michael. Michael, and we call him Mike for short. Mike Concho.
Mike Hunt. He's a good guy.
I would just like to apologize for being such a terrible influence, and I will say though that the fumes and the vibrations of a good two-stroke gas motor totally different than electric.
Gets my engine running.
I forgot what my question was now.
Nothing wrong with that.
No questions today. I think it's just banter.
Was it revolving around what tool you should use for certain projects, my friend?
No, not really. I'm actually trying to get you guys away from the whole dating app streaming speak. Does anybody have an opinion on Clean Spark? Seems to be down quite a lot over the last year. They
Is that a
pretty
new
well.
tool?
No, Clean Spark. I think they're into clean energy.
Well, ESG movement, at least on Bloomberg lately and Wall Street Journal, and I believe even Reuters was basically saying ESG is kind of a hard thing to calculate into the stocks now. So maybe that could be the reason. I don't know.
Okay, they had a good run up during the pandemic, and I kind of missed out on that, and thought maybe a long term hold on CleanSpark might be a good idea.
Do you have a ticker?
Yes, I do. It's CLSK.
It's a Bitcoin mining company. Sorry.
I mean, it looks like if you went to Home Depot and you drilled it down, it's still just drilling down. You know.
Hey, Drill Team 6 reporting for MicroStrategy.
So you need an extension. That is not up to par.
Holy crap! Have you sold those puts yet, Alexander?
I sold one, so now I'm just free flowing the other one. So profit is profit on the.
That looks nice, Alexander. MSTR is going down. It looks like it's coming with a gap up there. We'll see if it settles though.
I like to come when the gap is there.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, I really wish I was able to get in on those,
Same
but
here,
I'm glad
dude.
you did, Alexander.
Thanks.
Good shit, bro.
Yeah, these are looking good right now. I would watch that. If you're on the 1 minute chart, this is my favorite thing to do. I like to pretend it's going to go down. Doesn't always work. But it looks like there's not that much support right there, obviously.
Yeah, it's sitting at 274.
You got 274.13 on the low.
It might keep going down.
Maybe, but don't get too comfortable.
You ever tease the sell button? Just like touch it a little bit, but not too much. Act like you're gonna sell. See if something comes up. You know.
Yeah,
I just want to throw this out there for those who like maybe you're not finding enough YouTube videos. You know, you like YouTube videos that show you how to fix things in your home. I'm thinking about live streaming. Like my garage, it's still not perfect, so I might live stream. Jacking the floor of my garage. I might be jacking it there, so I can live stream it for everyone. To learn from. I'll have a few friends with me to support me.
Appreciate that.
I'm just here to help.
No, you don't know who you can trust online nowadays with DIY stuff, because sometimes you think, oh, I don't know how to do this, so you just assume the first video that comes up that they're giving you the best advice.
Opinion, I can hear your disappointment. I really can right now. You haven't even said anything, but
yeah, and Elliot, sometimes like you're trying to help people with the DIY stuff, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna use this. I'm just gonna jack this over there, and I need some caulk, and then some fucking dirty bum comes out of nowhere, and he's like, I got some caulk for you, and he pulls his pants down, and you're like, what?
So
yeah, I totally understand.
I just got a notification from Robinhood, since that's my degenerate account. It says our support team is experiencing high volumes and longer than normal wait times at the moment. We thank you for your patience as we attend to each request. Fishy.
See, I think no one's gonna want to go to Lowe's now because they know that's where Loose shop. So I'm actually.
I might be at Home Depot, so
yeah, he said he was going to Home Depot first, for the record. Rewind it and play it back. Just want to say that
we're protective of
gapping back up there, so be careful, Alexander.
Yeah, I saw that. It's starting to pop back up. You might want to get out of this, Alexander. Unless you're really willing to let it pre-roll and expire.
That's not what I said it looks like it's got. I don't want him to lose on his profit or gain on his profit. I just want him to decide for himself. It's kind of like pick a tool.
Back to all seriousness, though, don't you all think that a lot of demand got pulled forward during the pandemic from Lowe's and Home Depot, and lots of projects got done?
Well, I know there's a lot of projects that still need to be done. Wink, wink. In all seriousness, there is. There's a lot of things that people were like, I don't know if I should do it or shouldn't do it. Especially with the houses got sold and they got into them, and they're like, oh, I didn't know this was there. That was a problem. Or I don't like that kitchen. I mean, a lot of things are being remodeled. So, yeah, I digress.
I think that's happened across the board, not just with Home Depot and Lowe's. And I also think that with Home Depot and Lowe's, the markets have been pricing that in for some time. The market's always going to try to price in what's going to happen like 6 months, 12 months out, right? So I think they've been pricing that in. So if Home Depot, I know Home Depot for sure. Lowe's, I'm not sure if they're as good as Home Depot from like a fundamentals perspective, like balance sheet, all the good stuff. But frankly, like they're really good long-term holds. They're really good companies. So if you think it's like a point where it's like markets have priced most of that in, then maybe it's not a bad time to be in them. I don't know, for like retirement.
Yeah, I see like short to medium term headwinds with rising interest rates and lots of projects. I don't disagree with you long term.
Yeah, but I think that's an issue for the markets as a whole, So like what's going to experience the most pain? I think that might be tech and consumer discretionary.
Yeah, like I mean my iPhone is, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old and it's fine. I don't need to buy one every year.
All right, well, stay tuned to my live stream of me jacking it in my garage. You folks have a good day.
Where can I watch that?
All right, so back to plays. Thank God. Thanks so much for
Opinion.
coming
Did you
over.
want to talk more about cock?
No, I'm familiar with the 3M one, so yeah. Well, what was the end result of that play? CEO is a piece of not great material.
I was talking about 3M earlier. 3M earplugs, as you know, they had a recall. So it was one of those things that he said he wasn't going to use earplugs, and I kind of thought that was a good idea at the end of the day, because you never know what you're getting into.
There's an attempted segue. I saw it, but it failed. That is a true thing. Yeah, and you've probably seen it on cable ads too. The ambulance chasers, because there is a big lawsuit with the Army, because they were faulty from 02 to 08 or something. 3M, but anyhow.
I think the bigger catalyst is that they really need to replace their CEO, who's basically under his tenure since 2018. Stock's fallen like 50 billion, and I don't put too much weight into the ambulance chaser stuff because it's just a typical ambulance chaser lawsuits that don't go anywhere, very rarely. But I think if they were to sweep their execs, could finally see some upside. But I don't think there's any indication of that actually happening.
Yeah, and please take with my 3M comment with a grain of salt. Obviously, we know who gets paid in the lawsuits, lawyers, right?
Yeah, and they make Post-it notes too, so I'm not really bullish on them.
No, bullish because
DraftKings is up 30%. I'm gonna put some puts on it. I'm gonna wait a little bit and see what it does, but I'm buying puts on DraftKings.
3M has a great dividend, by the way.
I like Iron Mountain for my big dividend play, specialty REIT. I'm not sure what 3M's yield is, but Iron Mountain's about 4.5 to 5 right now.
5.36% for 3M. Not bad.
Is Iron Mountain the company that goes to like companies and shreds their shit?
That's part of it, but a lot of it is more document retention and on servers. So yeah, they deal with military, financial, education, medical records, all that kind of stuff, which have sometimes multi-year or even lifetime holds. They literally go to like the box pyramid, and you have to pay that forever. So recession-proof. You close down those businesses, you still got to box them up. So. And if they stay open, more records get retained.
Yeah, especially like we use them in medical research to store records long term. Those have to be kept for years, decades, in fact.
And that's what I mean. It's just kind of a growing pool of doesn't seem to be. If you think that regulation is going to go away, then they're not going to have a job. But I think you're going to have more and more retention requirements going forward for more and more businesses too. That's a bullish thesis.
Wow, they're up 21% in the past year. That's pretty good.
It's in a retirement account. And I just let that dividend reinvest. I don't think about it. So let that grow. A small portion. It's not huge, but it's enough that I notice it.
Oh no, is market closed Monday?
Yes, the market is closed on Monday.
No one tell them.
No, just your stocks are closed on Monday.
Which market?
Yeah,
is
the
actually open and trading.
Oops, sorry.
The main market everyone uses, right? U.S. trading.
So yeah, there will be no pre-market call Monday either.
No.
Crypto will be open. You can do all the Bitcoin your heart desires.
I bet you play Bitcoin, Rad.
Crypto never closes.
You are very inaccurate about that.
I play crypto. I do play crypto. It's been good actually. I've been swing trading Litecoin. That's been doing really well lately.
Litecoin? Out of
Oh yeah,
everything?
man. Oh yeah.
I would choose Shiba over Litecoin.
No, I don't do the other stuff.
The
I just
market's
do
closed too, please, Monday. Please don't buy anything on Monday.
I just do Bitcoin and Litecoin.
Do Bitcoin and Ethereum, bro. Maybe Shiba.
Not Ethereum. Ew. It's not even a real crypto.
Not Ethereum.
No,
What is wrong with you?
Litecoin is actually pretty good to just for trading purposes. I mean, it's fast and it's cheap and it's been around
That's
so
right.
long. It has almost as big of a network as Bitcoin.
Yeah, it was good
Exactly.
until like the last giant rally back in like 2017 when the creator of it dumped it on everyone at the highs. Yeah, but besides that, yeah, you guys keep buying Litecoin.
I don't buy it. I swing trade it. It has good movement up and down, so that's exactly it's perfect.
You
for
have to
swing
buy
trading.
the swing trader though, right?
Yeah, and then I sell it.
It's like
Just
buying
keep selling it.
Litecoin tulips.
Most crypto's pretty cheap to trade now.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna.
used to mine Litecoin.
You bankrupt now?
Actually, actually mining Litecoin is actually really profitable. Because they're the creator of Litecoin, Charlie Lee, and Doge made a deal back in like 2015 where their mining thing is like combined now. So essentially, if you join a pool, you earn like 140. You can earn up to like 140% of what you actually like your rewards because of this Doge mine. Like that with them combining, it's actually pretty good to mine Litecoin. I will say that.
Why did you stop mining it?
I sold my miners because I bought them for like $150 a pop back in like 2018 when the bear market hit, and then I sold them for $500 a pop. But I wish I had kept them. Honestly, I was an idiot.
I mean, it's Litecoin, so it's actually a good sell, in my opinion. I mean, you all saw what Charlie Lee did in 2017.
Doesn't matter. Litecoin's still here. Litecoin is still doing well. I mean, like I said, I swing trade it, and it's very profitable for me. Even I don't do the mining stuff. I don't get into mining or any of that kind of stuff. But swing trading it has been very lucrative.
I actually was pretty pissed when I was mining Litecoin because I was in a pool which is a little bit more conservative of a route to go. You are guaranteed rewards versus like if you solo mine, which is like really risky and chances of you finding a block are very slim. But one of my miners I think found like 1 or 2 blocks, but I was in a pool, so I didn't get the like full 25 Litecoin. That was pretty sad.
I mean, it's just sad that Bitcoin's up like 43% or something. Litecoin is up just as much. It should be up double.
Yeah, no, it's I don't really own it. I own like 2 Litecoin now from just sitting somewhere, but that's it. But yeah, I actually like Ethereum mostly, and I think I'm starting to like Bitcoin more, but I don't really have any crypto right now. I sold it all like a year ago and haven't really looked back. I'm thinking about getting back in, but we'll see.
Yeah, I was kind of blown to buy Bitcoin on this last rally. It had like the slowest upward movement versus Ethereum, which had like the craziest X return. And I just didn't touch Ethereum for a while.
I'm thinking about staking Ethereum. 32
Aren't they making
Ethereum.
staking legal now or something like that?
Are they? I have been. That's actually one of the reasons why I haven't done it is because of the tax implications. I'm not sure what to do with that.
I don't know if it's illegal or if they're just trying to come after staking, them being, the government.
No, it's not illegal. You can do it yourself. I think they just made it so like exchanges can't do
platforms.
it for
Yeah.
you.
Well, that's where most people stake.
So back when Ethereum switched to proof of stake, a bunch of people stake their Ethereum, and when you do it, you have to have it tied up for X amount of time. So that time limit is coming up, and they're worried that all the people that stake their Ethereum when they switch to POS are gonna sell it off and crash the price of Ethereum.
It just depends how many people have it staked, right? Like if it's a small percentage of the overall coins of Ethereum, will it really be a big mover?
It's not small because they switched to POS and needed a bunch staked like right away. So a bunch of people staked it, and it's all gonna come up at once. So a lot of people are gonna have a lot of Ethereum that they'll have the option to sell.
No, I get it. My point is you would have to look at the percentage of people that have the Ethereum or how much Ethereum is on stake to really get a better picture of how much it's
I'm going to a steakhouse. I like steak.
Please don't go to Outback.
No, this is a Turkish steakhouse.
I've also noticed that Ethereum's not doing as well as Bitcoin.
Yeah, again, it had the biggest multiple run out of like the top, cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. And it's struggling. Not sure why, but
Ethereum is, to me, is like fiat with crypto lipstick. There's no maximum cap. You can print as much of it as you want. I mean, to me, Ethereum is just another. It's just another shitcoin.
How dare you?
So a lot of opinions about coins here, of course, Ethereum,
Yeah.
Bitcoin, Litecoin, et cetera, et cetera. ETH and Bitcoin are two different coins. I believe
That's correct.
Ethereum ran in PC like regular, like RAM, right? And then the Bitcoin's ran on the graphic side. Is that correct? Graphic card?
No,
I don't really know much about crypto, nor do I quite care, to be quite frank. But I will. Go ahead.
You can't mine Ethereum anymore. That's since they switched to proof of stake, you can't mine Ethereum anymore. And then Bitcoin, if you want to mine it profitably, you have to use ASICs, the application-specific integrated circuits. You can't mine it just on a regular GPU anymore. It wouldn't be very profitable, and you need like a ton of them to do it. But I mean, I'm not into the mining. I'm just into the trading it. But I stay away from, like I said, I only do Bitcoin and Litecoin. I stay away from Ethereum and all the other ones.
What about Bitcoin Cash?
No.
It's a bit fake Bitcoin, basically.
I trade a lot of crypto, and I like FTM.
FTX?
No, FTM.
Oh. Fuck does that mean?
It's just another coin.
What was it? FTM?
Yeah, it's it seems to have a big margin when I trade it. It seems to go up and down a lot more than the other coins.
So to make the
Phantom, yeah.
to make this more generalizable, what are you guys looking for when you're investing in different cryptocurrencies?
I personally invest in Monero because of how secure and private it is. It's really popular with darknet users, and that's kind of where Bitcoin got its original use case. So I think Monero has a lot of potential for that reason.
So you like buying off Silk Road? Got it.
I would advise that if you're going to trade crypto, stick to top 100 market cap. There's a lot of garbage out there.
I would advise sticking to the top two or the top one actually. So there's really no other crypto that has the global adoption that Bitcoin has, and even Litecoin to some extent, because Litecoin has a lower entry point, and in terms of adoption, Bitcoin seems to be leading the pack. And then since the Silk Road use cases for Bitcoin, there have been other more relevant use cases that have come along, not the least of which is El Salvador, which has been heavily investing in Bitcoin. And recently they announced that they were able to pay off their $800 million of sovereign debt as a result of their adopting Bitcoin as a legal tender. And there are other countries that have taken note of that. They had a conference with 40 other developing countries that are looking at adopting Bitcoin as a legal tender. So I try to stick with the ones that have that global presence and there's slow global adoption of it going on. That's sort of my thesis on it.
Yeah, but I mean, like I was mentioning, I was investing heavily in Bitcoin before this run up, and out of all the coins that were pumping, Bitcoin was like the slowest mover. It was as if retail wasn't the significant holder of Bitcoin, which caused the manipulation, the slow grind up. Like you could still make money, but the Ethereum was significantly being pumped. The interest was there. It was like the AWS of crypto, right? Like the ecosystem. And on top of that, you have the damn NFTs.
Right.
So that just boosted it. And the NFTs were majority retail based. So when I'm looking at cryptos now, is it majority retail that's owning or not? But again, not everyone could afford a Bitcoin. Yeah, you could buy a portion of it, but like, would you rather have a whole Ethereum or Shiba?
Yeah, well, I mean, I got into Bitcoin when it was 16 cents a coin, like back in the day. So that's kind of why I've been sticking with
Did you
it.
buy pizza with Bitcoin? Were you that guy?
No.
He's the pizza guy.
No, I still I haven't I don't really sell that. Like Bitcoin is sort of like my boomer portfolio, part of my boomer portfolio. Haven't really sold it. Like I said, the global adoption of it is slowly increasing, and it is slowly inching its way up. And it's no longer sort of trading in the pattern like a meme stock would, where you have these massive up and down swings. It's getting more stable, and it's definitely one of the most resilient currencies that are out there. So, yeah.
Yeah, it went from 6,000 to 8,000 to 15,000. Pretty stable.
Well, there were other companies, including Facebook and some large cap companies that had a similar type of price action when shit hit the fan. So I wouldn't blame Bitcoin for that.
I'd blame Zuckerberg. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to exchange phone numbers, you can. I know you guys love talking about the Bitcoin, but
well, if someone wants to talk about other stuff, so in terms
we
of
can talk about
stuff,
AI Bitcoin.
Has anybody talked about how?
Wanted to recap on the market. It is Friday, of course, and it's almost lunchtime over there in New York, about 2 hours ago, and so we just kind of wanted a mid-morning check-in, if we can, on the stock market.
Yep, S&P's around 405.88. I think the max pain for S&P today is around 405, so it's kind of hovering between. It's kind of going back and forth between like 406.5 and 404.5. So it seems to be right now trending along that tight range around 405, and it probably won't do much other than that today, I don't think.
Yeah, it seems like a choppy day as we go into this holiday weekend. People probably selling off profits made, but I'm surprised we hit this low.
And if you're not into cryptos themselves, but you want to play them using
Mara.
Yeah, you got Mara, you've got MicroStrategy, you've got Coin. BITI and BITO are ETFs that are the long and short Bitcoin. So there's many ways that you can play cryptos without actually owning cryptos. If you're not into cryptos themselves, you can play them on the markets.
Yeah, buy coin.
Yeah, Mara's been my most profitable Bitcoin stock.
But I do have to hop off to a meeting. You gentlemen have a great, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day and a great weekend. Try not to lose too much money. We'll see you guys on Tuesday.
All right, have a good weekend, and hopefully we hear some more insight from you next week. Looking forward to hearing your long-winded stories. And
fuck you, Ad.
That's what she said. But I digress. Anyway, back to the market. How's it looking today, guys?
Terrible.
Terrible. That's not good. Tell me more.
It just dumped and then pumped. It's like,
yeah, but what stocks are we talking about? We're talking about like Lowe's,
five, really.
All of them.
All of.
This is the day to day. Has anybody talked about how ChatGPT predicts the market's going to crash March 15th?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always wary going into March because of the COVID anniversary and then Q1 results and so forth. So I trade pretty light in March. January and February tend to make the most money.
Yeah,
If we crash next week, that'll be dope.
I saw a chart that showed that historically, since like 1950, the market has done poorly in the second half of February versus the first half. So it might have been going off of that.
I think it. I forget why else it mentioned March. I know for another date they gave was June, maybe something with the debt ceiling.
Something I've noticed like every single year. So my company gives us a 401k profit sharing February 15th every single year. And it's like without failure. They give it to us on the 15th and the shit is at a high point and then it crashes right after that.
And a lot of performance reviews for companies are around, that timeline too. Like I'm looking at some companies that have performance reviews on like before the week of like the early week of St. Patrick's Day. And then a lot of them are expected to do layoffs around, that Friday of St. Patrick's Day.
Well, what companies exactly?
Amazon, Microsoft are the main two that I'm talking about.
And is that an article that came out on that, or?
So there's inside scoops or friendly conversations with people at Amazon and Microsoft, as well as there's a government site called The Warn. And what The Warn is basically anybody that's expected to do layoffs of X size, I forget what the size is, they have to report it to their state governments. So that way they're prepared for any unemployments and so forth. And they usually have like a 60 day notice of some sort. So people are tracking off of that too. Seattle, if you look at The Warn, WARN, they're expected to do about like 2,500 at Amazon. I think it's March 17th, something like that. And then Microsoft is supposed to do 1,000, and then Microsoft's supposed to do again another 1,000 around April in terms of layoffs.
Somebody mentioned DraftKings earlier.
No.
I think somebody was talking about DraftKings earlier. It's doing pretty good. That's up about 18.
I believe that was yesterday, but yeah.
Damn, exploded?
No, somebody mentioned it was up like 30% today, and they wanted to get puts.
Oh, okay. I must have been out of the room for a quick second. I do apologize.
You were probably tuned out because, there were long stories going on about having onions on your belt and how that was the fashion at the time.
Oh yeah, no, I would not be tuning in that kind of story. It's not my cup of tea, as Uncle Bob would say.
Under the lemon tree, right, Rad?
We love our tea over here in England.
At least someone got that reference.
Sorry, I'm still waiting for my shipment of what Rad says and what it means, Volume 1.
Here's an easy one for you. Ape is green, and that means ape to the moon. That's very first chapter of Volume 1.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
If anybody's thinking of buying Amazon, my neighbor gets the Amazon driver out like every day. They're always next door. So
People have been ordering from Amazon. What?
I just
No,
got
I'm
2
saying-
TVs dropped off from Amazon this morning.
my neighbor always orders from Amazon. Like the driver is here like every day.
Sense a little jealousy in that tone, or is that just happiness for your neighbor?
No, it's just it's just observation that says Amazon might be doing good.
Actually, I've said this before, but I actually sell on Amazon, and I will say that sales have been pretty hot. So
there you go.
Isn't everything heating back up right now? The housing market, used car market, etc.
yeah, I think we could be in for an interesting period here. I think people feel like they have more income or disposable income because of the markets rising. That's my theory, at least.
And this is kind of my point, is that this is why unemployment is going to have to continue to go up significantly.
Also, tax returns are starting to trickle in, I think.
Don't you lose money on tax return?
Nah, the majority of people, this is nah, they're rich right now, bro.
What? You guys get money back?
Yeah, we're a bunch of fat poors. We're not like you with your millions of dollars.
Yeah, didn't you listen to Stay Fly's tax tips yesterday?
I don't know. I just know I don't have kids and shit. So.
Yeah, riding off a G-Wagon, a £6,000 vehicle.
I've got to write off my jet.
I don't want a bag. Why are you telling me to get a bag?
Oh man, you guys are too much for me. I'm hearing someone's cat in the background. Please feed your cat, by the way, whoever that was. Cat sneeze food.
That's a strange restaurant if they allow cats. I don't know.
Please feed your pussy.
Is it mass?
Oh, dogs too. It's a zoo.
Jeez. Somebody's house.
So I just saw a report. Apparently Meta is planning on layoffs in March too. Sheesh. Apparently employees are talking about expecting low performance reviews.
Yeah, that's old news. They talked about that like last week, I think.
Yeah, that's bullish news. So that's what you should disregard that.
Yeah, right, bullish.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was my question.
Yeah,
is like,
just disregard
are huge layoffs bullish or not?
I feel like originally they were. Now it's getting to a point where it's like, oh shit, what's going on? So I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Originally it was short-term bullish, right?
And again, not to discount it, but tech makes up for literally 2.5% of the whole workforce. So
Yeah. Recession's canceled, guys. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah, it's fine. 20,000 people getting laid off.
Lobster.
Yeah, the more layoffs, the higher we go, all-time highs.
Jay Powell wants more layoffs. We're going to the moon, guys.
It's pretty much what he said. He said,
That's literally what he said.
I will wreck this car. If you don't lay people off, I will wreck this car. I swear, is what he pretty much just said.
That's not a threat.
What are your guys' thoughts on Google?
What?
Google like Bard or Google earnings?
Like Google
Just
falling
right now,
behind ChatGPT.
like with I haven't really been keeping up with I know they had their AI bot did something wrong and their stock fucking tanked, but I'm thinking about buying. Do you think I should or should I wait?
I would buy.
I personally think Google is a good play. I've been the advocate, can't speak, for Google for quite some time. Only because of DeepMind. If you don't know who DeepMind is, look them up. DeepMind is an AI company that's been around for quite some time, and Google's been a pretty
pretty big financier, if you want to say it like that, for DeepMind. And I would argue that they were here before OpenAI, which is true, by the way. And they've been building machine learning algorithms for quite some time, as well as creating different infrastructures to do the labeling for the algorithms. So definitely check it out when you get some time. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. I'm going to repeat myself over and over until you buy the stock. And and that's it. Shit. Sorry. Yeah. That's all my script says right here, actually. So I was trying to look for more words to say. But yeah, Google should send me the check next week for that. So thank you everyone for letting me talk about them. Their low, fun fact, is around $82 in the last couple of years. So that's pretty impressive considering all things. And so maybe wait for a little bit more gap down for like the 85 area, see if it holds and then bounces back up. But yeah, that'd be my 2 cents on Google.
I can talk about Google. I've owned a Pixel phone every single generation. Pixel 1 to now I've got a 7 Pro. They are incrementally getting better. Mainly just because I hate Apple with a passion, but I look at things really logically, mainly just because of how stupid I am, and I can't really go any deeper than that. And logically, Google has had the market on the search engine for how long now? Like 15, 20 years? The amount of data that they've got over these other companies has got to just be a massive amount. And that's kind of why I went with the phone. I figured, they kind of control the internet to some degree. So I'm just going to go, you can't beat them, join them. And that was my thought process on that. So I think it's definitely a buy if it gets into the 80s.
I bet you're fun in group chats.
Hey now. Hey, whoa. Hey.
Blue text messages, bro. Come on.
If you say that, you're not gonna have fun with AI future. Let's not hurt their feelings.
Well, I hope AI is all blue text messages also. You see what Apple's doing with like the new iPhones or maybe new software, I don't know, where group chats with people that have like Androids and so forth, they're not receiving a ton of messages. So then they're getting booted off people's group chats.
Oh, it's for real. Like they have
that before, but they're like stopping it completely now.
Yeah, they have like a low-key war going on. Like if you try to send a video clip from an Android to an Apple, it purposely degrades the quality into a point that like my SNES Nintendo could have played it better.
Yeah, I'm like, what did you take a video with? Like,
yeah, I hate that.
Well, you can't send 4K, just to clarify, but I'm sure you knew that.
Yeah, but you can't even see the videos. It looks like they took it off like a 1990s phone, like flip phone.
Jeez.
Yeah, like
I gotta send my friend who has an iPhone like videos through Facebook Messenger. So.
Yeah, that's the main way my buddy who has an Android sends me stuff.
I mean, you basically have to. It degrades it into like a 10 by 20 resolution.
I just want to let everybody know that we do have a Discord on Wall Street. That's Bets, that is. Wall Street Bets has a Discord. Go ahead and check it out when you get some time. They do have a casino in there. $500 million is the current jackpot. Check it out. It's actually the threshold for the amount of money you can make. And there's a lot of stimulus in there. That means there's free money in there dropped randomly. So you can keep going back to the casino every time you lose it. And also, there's some great movie nights, some great fact nights, great analysts. Like I've said before, there's great stocks in there that get pumped and they dump, meaning like the stock goes up and then it goes down because not every analyst is good at picking their stocks like myself. But some days we have our lucky days. So I digress. Also, hello, Mimi Thoughts. How you doing? Female in the audience here. As well as all the other ladies out there. How you doing? And fellas, thanks for staying up here with us during, I guess it's almost noon in New York. Looks like the stocks are doing pretty well. And yeah, let's throw up the Doge for Mimi Thoughts, by the way. The only female on stage right now. Probably not going to say anything, though. Thank you. Look at all those. Look at all those.
You're welcome. Hey, in New York, it's only it's 10:33.
Yeah,
it's 10:33 East Coast.
I like to
Yeah, I
jump the
wonder what
time.
he's
It's almost
talking
1
about.
a.m. here, so I do apologize.
Where are you, Japan?
Yep, I'm in Japan.
Oh shit!
What time is it in Japan?
3:33 here.
12:30.
What do you live there?
No, I'm actually just VPN into Japan, and I say I'm from Japan right now. You know.
Yeah, he lives in Japan.
He opened his LLC out in Japan. It's a whole strategy. He leases cars.
Yeah, I leased my car out here because, well, that idea about getting the leased car in America didn't work out for me, so I had to run. No, yeah, obviously I'm in Japan, and America is still great. I still love America. I don't know about Canada.
Traitor.
No, hey, the military is actually all over here, so I would argue that America is protecting Japan within some respects.
Well, that's
Do you still
good.
pay
After all
US
the
taxes?
radioactivity that happened.
We're
You
making
still
sure
pay
we
US
watch those
taxes?
posts. Huh?
You still pay US taxes?
Yeah, of course. Any question is that?
I went to Japan in 2019, and I'm dying to go back. But
Yeah, as well, you should come back. They've lifted the tourist, ban. And as an American living anywhere in the world, if you are American, you do have to pay taxes. That double taxation is a thing.
That sucks.
Well, it's better than the tax here. I mean, the tax rate is a little bit higher in Japan. You know,
Is the cost of living higher?
it's about fair. It's about even.
Or it's not
I mean,
even-
our eggs are definitely not like $10. That's for sure.
They're
But
$20 or
Are you in Tokyo?
yeah, Tokyo area.
What's the cost of the eggs?
$2.39 American dollars. Obviously,
for a single
So-
egg.
So can't you like?
I love
Yeah.
those 7-Elevens there, man. They have such great food for cheap.
Can't you import those eggs into America?
Is
No.
Wagyu steak any cheaper over there?
Yeah, of course. It's Wagyu. That's kind of a stupid question.
Well,
with all-
okay, smartass. Like, what's the price point?
That's not a smart. Well, come on. That's like me asking if avocados are cheaper in Mexico. You know.
Got him.
So could there be a business case for like exporting eggs from Japan to the US?
I wouldn't do that personally because I'd be taken away from the American farmers, and I am American. So, but nice test question. I do appreciate that.
Did their vending machines walk around and talk to you and shit?
No, but we do sell whale now in the vending machines for nutrition purposes, which was quite interesting. I thought.
Like whale snacks?
You guys
Like-
and your whales.
like the whale, like the actual whale. So
but like a snack.
I did see an article this morning about a Japanese company that has created a fully functioning female robot.
Do you know anything about that?
Is that a sex robot?
Oh, what?
Have you tried it out?
Someone say, is that a sex robot?
No, I didn't hear what he said. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying.
You used it.
No.
Hey, so I have a question about those tech layoffs. Does anybody know if those companies are rehiring like outside the U.S. where the labor's cheaper? Because I feel like once that gets going, it's going to push the cost of labor down. I mean, what's the incentive for these companies, like tech companies like Meta and stuff, to hire engineers that are on American soil?
I cannot answer that for you.
Well, I can answer for Facebook specifically. They did it because Brad Gensler or Ressler, I forget his last name, and a few other activists were like, "Hey, man, you guys are burning money on this metaverse. It's not making you money." So he had to find religion. Had to say, "Look, we're cutting costs. We're doing this. We're not going to spend $15 million a year or more. We're only going to spend $8 billion a year on it," which is still ludicrous. And a lot of people overhired during the pandemic. So they need to do that for cost cutting. I haven't heard of any rehiring as of yet. So I don't know what correlation you're trying to find or how to play that.
Okay, no, thanks for your info. I was just a little curious about it because everybody's so excited about the work from home thing. Everybody thinks it's great. Oh yes, you can work from home now. All that means is that they could literally hire somebody from any country at that point. And once
Well, don't all the best engineers in the world move to Silicon Valley just because it's like the place to be or whatever?
But he's talking outside of U.S., right?
Yeah, so I think we're
India.
going to, yeah, I think okay, so that's kind of something that's not being mentioned. So I think it is a valid point though, because obviously that's a cost-saving, effective solution for them, right?
yeah, it's
However,
exactly how we lost all our manufacturing. So I mean, why wouldn't a tech company pay somebody a third or a half of what they?
yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. It's a valid point, and I definitely think it's happening. Will it be said on the surface? I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be a PR statement by any means, right? You're not wrong to think like this. You're not wrong to think.
But there's no other country smarter than us, though, so we're good.
Yeah, and I would also say that let's not forget that America is really known for its R&D at the end of the day, right? But from a support standpoint, yeah, of course they're going to outsource it. That's kind of why Facebook has 24/7 support. I mean, you can't have that just on one time zone.
I mean, Microsoft really started it a while ago, right? With all their call centers, they made say billions a year just going overseas to India. I mean, not necessarily with the coders, right? Well, they probably still coding from them too. Who knows?
Yeah, and a lot of if they are internationally based, they do end up coming back to America for like a home front office. There is speculation that there's going to be a Tuesday to Thursday work force, and that will be the new schedule for most people. And Monday, or is it going to be Monday and Friday that they come in the office? I have to.
Some companies, they're doing the hybrid approach where they need to be there like X amount of times a month. However, they split it up. It's up to their discretion. Like Navy Federal, I know they're not a big tech company, but for them example, I know that they have to be there at least 4 times a month in office. But that's up to the manager. So if the manager's there more often, like the max they'll be is 16 days a month in the office, just to be compliant, I guess. So companies are doing it like creative ways, maybe like Tuesdays and Thursdays they're going in or whatnot.
Yeah, so I would Diamond Hand is you brought up a great point at the end of the day. Something that you're going to have to track and kind of see if it's going to reflect on their earnings or maybe even be beneficial for a company. But I think, in my personal opinion, of course, take this with a grain of salt, it will be very campaigned, meaning like everybody in the same sector will be talking about at the same time that they hired people internationally and that's how they saved on their costs. But I guess really we could just look at how they discussed this before when they outsourced manufacturing jobs. How did they bring it to the public? And maybe we could speculate that's how they're going to do it this time when communicating about outsourced jobs internationally.
AI, let's go a step. Let's go another step. So let's say like we're talking about cheaper workforce outside of the U.S. Okay, what about like ChatGPT replacing a ton of software engineers or something like that? Right? Like, is that the next wave?
That's what I was thinking.
To go one step back, if we may, I think that the best way to think of people being outsourced or being working at from home is to realize that people might find it more interesting to work 2 jobs instead of 1 job because it's more intriguing for them and they don't have to work as much and they can get just as much benefits, if not more. ChatGPT taking over jobs. I always go back to Jack Ma. He's the founder of Alibaba, as you guys know. He discussed this in a global forum back in the day during Davos. I believe it was 2005. Yep, exactly. And he was saying you got to be creative. You got to be using your imagination, and that's going to be the future. And if you don't do that, and we don't train students that are in school to think this way, to be more creative with their mind, it's going to be hard for them to adapt to that automated lifestyle. And you see that with Roblox, right? You have to be creative in Roblox within some respects. You have boundaries. And then in certain video games now, they're more open space, open
leveled kind of things, and you can expand it to your maximum, creativity essentially. And you can, and there's these a lot of these choose your chapter kind of ways of doing things, which has been evolved over the years, I would say. And now it's one of those things where like really people utilize in their life, which you could argue is life, but we won't go that far. So yeah, if that's a safe answer to say it like that, is that okay?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
So basically, they're all going to be replaced. Got it.
Lost in translation.
Yeah, I'll say at the end of the day, if you're creative, you're going to make it in this world. Or if at the end of the day, we are still alive today because we're able to do R&D, right? We research and develop, and we expand onto products. Like, who would ever think we need AirPods? Like, why aren't we rocking the old school headphones? Because this AirPod is cooler, right? It's easier. Or why don't we have Galaxy Buds or Skull Candy? Let's not forget those nice
Skull
headphones.
Candies.
Yeah. So or Beats or what Dr. Dre's, whatever you guys were. I don't know what you guys are wearing nowadays.
Can I jump in with the play real quick?
Sure.
DraftKings, I just bought some puts. It looks like it's going down now. So I bought $22 puts for 3-3.
Yeah, it's down slightly.
IV is probably high as hell on that.
Yeah, so but that's about it for now. I have nothing else to say. You guys have any other insights you want to talk about? I don't want to bore the show. We are slowly dying down on the numbers here.
Does anybody trade indices?
What was it?
Is that a joke?
Just trying to make conversation.
Yeah, I'm shorting as well too. I'm shorting the SPY growth indice right now, actually. But
Okay, how's that going?
I have an April expiration. I always do like 3 to 4 months expiration because I don't want the theta to kill me.
Okay.
Do we have any data releases for next week?
Yep, Monday's a holiday, apparently.
not a data release, but yeah.
Canada's got their inflation rate, if anyone cares about us, on Tuesday.
No.
Did you say no?
I did not say that.
That was AI, bro.
No, yeah,
But,
that was his AI. That was his AI, not mine.
We've got core PCE, personal spending, personal income next Friday, February 24th at 8:30 a.m. But that's pretty much it. And FOMC minutes on Wednesday.
Okay, we got minutes on Wednesday. That's good.
Can't forget about FOMC minutes.
And today is.
Go ahead.
I don't think there was anything today, was there?
No, there's some stuff that was supposed to come out, but it was small.
Oh, gotcha.
It wasn't
What-
critical. It was coming up at 10 a.m., so I didn't even go look for it.
What was unemployment? I think it came out yesterday.
It was
Jobless claims were about the same as usual.
Yeah, it was like the fifth week in a row of under 200,000 for new claims.
So not much change at all.
Hot jobs is what it means. Hot jobs.
Oh my god!
Which
All
is-
right, yeah. Be ready for the cuts, boys and gals.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a job, be thankful. If you don't, then go find one.
Wait, sorry, unemployment was 2 weeks ago?
No,
right?
the
What?
jobless claims, the new jobless weekly
Oh,
jobless
okay.
claims came
My
out.
bad.
And they were at 190, mid
Okay.
190, which was the same number for the last 5 weeks. Sorry if that caused confusion.
Yeah, I said unemployment, but jobless claims is where I was going.
Gotcha. Sorry to cut you off there, Ayat. Although I have a feeling that it's about time to end the show. Would you agree, Ed?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that. I thought Canada was a nice segue out.
Yeah, especially once we lose people from Canada talk.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for letting us run the show a little bit longer than usual. Opinion, as always, we're thankful for you. Let's throw the Doge up for opinion. Yeah, we're doing it 2 days in a row because we're going to be on this long 3-day weekend.
Love the opinion. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Love you all. Thanks so much for chiming in or tuning in, and we'll see you all Tuesday. Don't lose too much money between then, and have a absolutely wonderful long weekend. Cheers, everyone.